Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another RSG stream. I'm Ranger J 1999 from the RSG crew, and with me, as always, is Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman. Dr. Finn, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, everyone, and good morning, Bimasu.
Oh, yes. Bimatsu probably just woke up and is eating Spam as we speak. Eggs and Spam, part of a nutritious and balanced breakfast for any growing boy. So what are we doing today, Finn? We're just doing a little lunchtime stream for the folks out there in TV land?
Yeah, we'll just talk about the game, talk about other random stuff, whatever you guys want. So throw questions into the chat. We're not doing any kind of official collecting, but as we see questions, we'll answer them. But we're just talking about the game, having fun, giving you guys some fun stuff during your lunch hours.
Yeah, why not? You know, me and Finn have no lives, so we figured we'd share that no life with you guys. So,
And for those of you not on the East Coast, we now have all of this in podcasts. So if you go to the iTunes store and you search for Reality Skewed Gamers, we have our podcast there now. So if you're listening to this and you have the podcast, you can listen to it during your lunch hour, whenever that is.
That's right, Finn. Pimp that stuff.
Yes. And I'm excited about that. The fact that we can do the podcast now. I know everybody had wanted that, and it's really cool to see that we're in the iTunes store. So it's exciting.
We're growing. You know, remember when it was just you and me, Finn, and 10 other people?
Good old days.
Oh, how we've grown. We've grown so much.
Now we have an unannounced stream, and we're already up to like 23 viewers, and it keeps on rising every few seconds. People joining us. Just awesome.
Word. So what should we talk about? What should I do? I mean, I've got the game up. We can do some game stuff. I mean,
let's see.
Yeah, what's on your mind, Finn, about the game? What should we get into? We can do some territory battles. I mean, I'm down for anything.
Yeah, I mean, if you have stuff for territory battles, we can do that. I think yesterday's lunch stream, we discussed some of the rumors that have been going around. So I'll ask you, what rumors have you heard about?
Hour. I'm sorry. So we can't do that, so we'll just do GW. I got the times wrong. Not bad. I could do some Squad Arena. I haven't done any of that today, and I dropped.
Yeah, you can save it until later unless you're able to.
No, I'll do it now because might as well jump up, do some PvP. Yeah, I knew I was going to drop. God bless America. I should have done them sooner. It's all good. What rumors have I heard and stuff?
Which ones do you think are most likely? So we went through a lot of the rumors yesterday, but which ones do you think are the most likely?
I mean, none of them, man. I mean, at this point, with all the rumors and stuff going on there, my God in heaven. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, I'm tired of trying to keep track of this crap. I mean, it is like a friend of my cousin's niece, aunt's second cousin from the third power of 5 talked to somebody from CG, and then you're just like, well, what do they say? And then you look at it, you're like, oh, come on. You know, honestly, at this point, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and we don't really know. And I'm just tired of trying to guess. So, I mean, is there any rumors that you're seeing out there that you're just like, wee?
Well, I mean, there's some that I can get to logically. So we have the Palpatine and the Vader reworks, which I think are probably pretty likely at this point. Maybe not a full rework, but at least the addition of a Zeta. So I think those are probably real. With that and the Sith Assassin being the login character of the month, I think that working on Sith Assassin and Maul is probably a good idea for people if you're looking for that kind of stuff.
Right.
I think one thing that maybe not this month, but coming up, that was a rumor, is potentially something with bounty hunters. I think if you use the special missions and dark side territory battles as a hint, it looks like bounty hunters may have something coming up in the near future. More likely than not, it's going to be the addition of new characters. And I know we were all talking about Revan, but I think the addition of Jango Fett is something that's probably going to be nearly as big as Revan as well. Jango Fett is a huge fan favorite as well. So if they do something with bounty hunters and they add Jango Fett and Bosk and Embo, who already has a skin in the game, essentially as an NPC for one of the challenges and stuff, like, I think I can see something with bounty hunters coming down the line. I don't know if that necessarily means you have to work on your bounty hunters, because I think there's going to be new ones that you'll need.
Mm-hmm.
But I think something with bounty hunters would be particularly realistic down the line, not necessarily next month. And again, I think with the introduction of Haldo and the fact that there are now 4 First Order ships, I am personally working on First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter, the ship, in order to get my 4 First Order ships up to 7 stars as quickly as I can, because I am suspecting that there is going to be some relationship between First Order ships and getting Haldo's capital ship, which is what I think she was primarily introduced for. So those are the ones that I'm thinking are somewhat realistic more than anything. So those are mine.
Yeah, any of the rumors, I'm just like, meh. I'm not even paying attention to the damn PvP battle I'm losing. God damn it, Finn.
I told you didn't have to do it right now.
I know. I'm going to give my full effort. It's like, oh, Christ, what am I doing?
So Teals is asking, what time did I go to bed last night? So if you guys don't know,
idea. I had to leave the Nerf herder thing, somewhat early in the thingy. So I couldn't even begin to tell you. Oh, Christ!
I was watching for I think just about an hour. If you guys don't know, Teals is part of the League of Extraordinary Nerf Herders. We have a link to their YouTube channel in the description. They do an adult-oriented stream at night on Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern.
Very adult.
Very adult. And particularly because of T-Money, who's just hilarious. But I was watching. So usually what I do is I have my iPad kind of set away from my bed a little bit. And so I'm watching it away, so I can't always type. But I was watching for, I think, about an hour. I think the last thing I remember was you guys giving away your first award for a player name. So if you guys want, you can watch that and see what I'm talking about. I'm sure Teals knows what I'm talking about here. But I was watching up to that point, and then I don't remember much, so I passed out at that point. So yeah, I have my iPad.
I was watching it, but then Cubs was doing something for his channel, and I was having a Q&A, and I went and listened to it, and then was hanging out with some of those guys afterwards. So Cubs got something cool coming up for you guys coming up soon, so check that out. If you guys haven't checked it out, we got the top 15 list I did with him, which was really fun. I mean, we've known Cubs since he started. He's a really good guy, and his top 15 list is super dopest to the mostest, and so we really enjoyed that. Oh Lord, I'm really behind on my battles. Oh God.
We have a SWGOH question.
We have a SWGOH question? Oh, right. Yes.
So Stefan Stanchep asks, who should we replace and put Kylo's silencer in ships? Should it be in the main or the backup?
I like him as a reinforcement. I don't know about you, Finn, but I think because of his stun ability and everything, I think he makes a really great reinforcement. What do you think?
I agree, but he has to be a reinforcement, I think, in the 4th position.
Yeah.
His AI doesn't use the basic as his initial.
Nope.
So if he's one of your first 3, which are typically called in a fleet arena, you're going to basically waste him. Versus if you put him in the 4th position, you can call him on offense. He's not going to be a liability on defense. So I don't think he's a bad 4th position. Recently, I have been using Poe in the 4th position in order to deal with TIE Fighter pilot. So I use Poe as my 4th reinforcement. I can't see the TIE silencer in the main lineup personally. I've seen him in there. He can be effective. I think there's better ships in the front lineup. So I think he would be, if you have him and want to use him, it would be the 4th reinforcement, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to mess around with him. I'm still farming him. I mean, I think he's almost 5 stars or whatever, but it's like, meh.
Let's see. Oh, we have another question. So,
wow, we're getting
Brandon
questions.
Ramos says, I have Jedi Ray Leadership Zeta and BB-8's Counter Zeta. What should be my next Zeta? More Jedi Ray Zeta, or should I Zeta my R2?
Well, if you don't have number crunch or anything on R2, good Lord, get that.
100%. If number
If
crunch
not,
is
then do raise second ability. I mean, it makes sense because it 40% chance on every counter to remove her debuffs, which is kind of a pain in the ass. It really makes Ray hard to deal with. So I would say that would be the next one if you haven't done anything with R2. But yeah, definitely get number crunch at least on R2. Oh Lord, here comes Poe. Oh, thank God for all that protection I had on my ship. Oh Lord. But yeah, go with R2 number crunch. If not, then yeah, you can go with Ray's second ability. That's perfectly fine, especially since you have BB-8's one done. That's a key Zeta to have.
I might even say save it, to be honest. With all the new stuff coming with Palpatine and stuff, it depends where you are in Arena. So if another Zeta can help you break, let's say, from the top 10 into the top 5, go ahead and Zeta Ray's second. Otherwise, I might just say save it and wait for all the stuff that's coming in February.
Which we have no idea what the hell's coming in February. I mean, at this point, your guess is as good as ours, folks. We have no idea what in the world is going on.
Yeah.
Teals, run Kylo Shuttle, Silencer, First Order Pilot, First Order TIE Fighter Special Forces, and Maul in the front line. Oh, I mean, that could work. I'm pretty much... Those other two ships, Kylo Ren, the Reaper, and I mean, the Millennium Falcon is just killing me, Finn. I'm not getting any. Those shards are just like they're poopy.
So I started all of mine around the same time, and they've been leveling fairly evenly. Not exactly, but it's been relatively even. So when I look at my ships, let's see, my Millennium Falcon is at 75 out of 85. My Kylo's command is 66 out of 85. And my TIE Reaper is 82 out of 85. So they're all kind of in a relative range that I can see with RNG. So I've been relatively happy with the drop rate since it's been about consistent. What about you, Loki? How many Millennium Falcon shards are you getting daily? Even though you probably already have a 7-star.
He has everything bought and paid for. I mean, what are you talking about?
I did not buy Millennium Falcon, man.
You wailed out, don't you lie, Loki? Because you won all those casino, all that casino money. You're like, $500 for the Millennium Falcon, nothing. Here we go.
I wailed out in the very beginning when ships launched, and I was lucky enough to pull the 100 Millennium Falcon shards out of the chromium. So I stopped at that, and then when it became farmable, then I just grinded it out, and I have it 7-starred, so. But I was anticipating it for the Jedi Ray event. That's why.
Right. I think everybody was. I was like, no, I don't think it'll be a part of it. It was bad enough that we had to get the Viagra twins up, but if they had put that ship in there, I would have been like, yeah, I'm done. No way. Just if we being poor Finn and farmed up those 2 to 7 stars, are like, oh, by the way, you'll need Millennium Falcon. Like, what? Really?
That would have been so awful.
Me and Finn would have been like, we are not happy campers. So have you got your 20,000 crystals for this month yet from CG, Loki?
Oh, yeah, those are gone, man. I
figured.
Spent.
What's that like? Like when you have no worries in the game, you don't have to farm really much. I mean, you just play and have fun. What's that like?
My time costs more than the money. So
that's true. Well, I mean, Loki's time is money. I mean, I'm just saying.
That's the way I look at it, brother. No, I just, I don't know, man. I just pick and choose. I mean, I'm not gonna wail out on everything, right? Like I don't have 134 Gear 12s, right? And I don't even got Holdo or Rose, honestly. I am pack, but I'm using like arena stuff every other day in hopes of getting the one magic, 330 pull, but it never happens. So
yeah. Although you did get a 7 Carbonti thing the other day, I was like, get the hell out of here.
You know what, man? I mean, honestly, I get it every once in a while. I don't know what
I've never seen 7 Corbontes at once. It's like, really? Yeah. Wow. Well, this team's wiping my ass. Jesus.
No, I've had really good RNG this week. Holy crap! I got four Zetas from the Mother Talzin thing, and then I got another I had a 2-2 pull, and then like a 0-2 pull from the challenges yesterday. So that was good. I need to get it. I want to put the Zeta on BB-8 next for territory war because I'm finishing up that Rey team for Territory Wars for sure. I think that's where the game's going toward. Honestly, they're just going to give us a bunch of tunes so we can construct Territory War teams. I just have this inkling feeling that's what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Which I guess is fine. It's probably the future of the game, but
I
don't know if they're going to
PvP while we're doing this. I'm getting slaughtered. God.
What are you doing? You doing ship right now?
No, I'm trying to talk, read the chat, and I look up, and I know I'm doing something stupid because I'm losing to a damn Titan team. It's like, oh my God, what am I doing? I just got slaughtered. I'll put on auto. I'm going to lose anyway. It's like, oh my God. Just like, really?
So
yeah,
we
going
can go
back
to the
ship, going back to Ship Arena real quick. I like Kylo coming off the bench. I think.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him. I'm being in the starting lineup. No, I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah, I want that guaranteed crit though. That's the whole thing, right? Because if he used Thrawn, then whatever comes off the bench gets the guaranteed crit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why it makes Pope's ship so disgusting. Getting him coming in because he just
ship is just that thing is broken, dude. I mean, it comes off the bench. If you got him maxed out, you one shot the first order or not for the regular type fighter,
right?
And then they can't avoid it, right? Like that's like ace in the hole right there. So so that's what I do with my fleet lineup. Like my whole reinforcement lineup is just I'll wipe you out in a minute. On offense, I don't really care for defense anymore because everybody can beat everybody in ships. So, I like to do the preloaded Millennium Falcon, so it hits for like 100K on each ship on the AOE, and then Poe coming off the bench to hit for like 90K, and then incorporating Silencer in there now to come off the bench and do something. So
do you put Silencer in the 4th position, or do you not care which reinforcement position?
You know what? I don't know yet. The main priority for me right now is to do the shuttle. So it's the Kylo shuttle Millennium Falcon preload, right? So you let Millennium Falcon dance, so it gets the triangles, and then you shoot the turn meter back over to Millennium Falcon so you can AoE right away. That's priority coming off the bench. And then Poe coming off the bench is second priority. So it's like you wipe out everybody because their TIE fighter is going to dodge everything. So then you bring in Poe and then it one-shots the TIE fighter pilot. So that's the priority of my team right now. I haven't found a good spot for for Silencer yet.
So speaking with ships, we have a question from King Castern.
Mm-hmm.
It says, talking about new ships, what new ships, non-capital, could they bring into the game?
I don't know, because, they kind of put themselves in a corner. We've talked about this, that, you have to have a character for the ship. So, I mean, it's like if we want B-Wing or A-Wing, they're going to have to put a character in that can fly those substantial ships because the character has to be with the ship and vice versa. So, at this point, I don't know. I mean...
Well, what characters are in the game that could potentially get a ship?
Yeah, who's in the lineup now that can get a ship? Like Bodhi Rook, right? I mean, we can all agree on that.
I mean, technically, yeah. But,
I'm looking right
struggling.
now, too.
Asajj Ventress has one, right? She has one of those Vanderblade ones. Let's see. Who else? Anakin.
Grievous.
Yeah, Anakin and Kenobi with their Jedi Starfighters.
It wouldn't be the first time that
Yoda
they made like a ship that may be considered a capital ship, something else. Like, for example, Ghost is kind of a big ship, right? But they made it just a regular ship. So maybe Newt Gunray, instead of a capital ship, has his own just kind of regular ship as well.
What did you say?
Yeah. And then like Dooku has a ship.
Kenobi.
Yeah, we said Kenobi and Anakin. Those will just be Jedi Starfighters. But they are iconic from the beginning of Revenge of the Sith.
Krennic had his own ship, right? In Rogue One? Was it a transport?
It was the shuttle that he had.
Can we actually get a Millennium Falcon with Han and Chewie also?
How dare you, Finn? That makes sense.
Oh, definitely. And then what? Yoda's got a ship. He's got that little peapod or whatever he had.
Yeah, he also had a Starfighter too.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of potential. I mean,
they could do one for Fulcrum Ahsoka too, right? Because they have one for regular Ahsoka.
Yeah, but I don't remember her in any of the Rebels series having an actual
Yeah, that's what I was
ship.
trying to remember. She has to have a ship. I can't remember. What
I
it
know
the Royal Guard had a ship too, right?
Yes.
The Interceptor, the bomber, or whatever.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool. Well, if they introduced Rose's sister and gave the bomber, I think that would be kind of a cool ship.
Or the what's her name, the A-wing pilot. I mean, that would be cool. Finally get an A-wing in the game.
I'm sure the Coruscant Underworld Police also had ships as well. Give Cup a ship.
Oh God! You had to say it. You're a bad man.
Well,
fan.
So I'll say all the bounty hunters can have a ship.
I mean, Luke could have a ship as Red 5.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the damn veterans can't even go on the damn Millennium Falcon. So you got veterans and you got the younglings. They can't even go in their own ship.
Chewie.
Watch them give the Millennium Falcon to Lando instead in the next release.
Hello, what do we have here? How about some smooth malt liquor?
I think they have in the game at least a bunch of characters that could potentially get a ship. So, and then not to mention if they keep adding new characters, then you can definitely expand on that.
I don't know. Yeah, Darth Vader's is right. Finney, stop trying to fabricate a reason to cut farm. You're a bad man.
I'm at the point where I'm. Well, I like the next one. Marquesh saying that they need an Ewok glider. Agreed.
For what? Yeah, gliders in space. That's all we need.
Ewoks in space.
God. The notion of it makes my head spin.
It would be awesome.
How is this possible? It's space. They have no propulsion. Don't worry.
I know. They come in.
They're Ewoks. Don't worry. They're Ewoks.
You get a little debuff that says Ewoks can't survive in space and they die the next turn.
First attack. Space frozen. Your character dies automatically from the vacuum of space. His lungs explode and he freezes into a popsicle.
I love Ewoks, but even I would find that awesome.
God.
Let's see. Question from Danilo Papayas. So his question is, what was the first ship you had at 7-star and do you still use it? I'm just asking because my Umbaran is 99 out of 100 and will become my first 7-star ship.
Well, it's got 99 problems, but Umbaran ain't one. Biggs. I think Biggs was my first one. My farm, because I was like, need a tank. He's the best tank. It's really the only tank. Sweet Jesus.
I think I was just farming anything out of Galactic War when it first came out, and it just happened to be Wedge's ship that became my first 7-star. Biggs wasn't far behind, but I think Wedge was my first 7-star, and I do not use Wedge anymore.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
What about you, Loki?
Didn't you buy all of them at once, Loki?
I think it was. No, I didn't. It was my first one. It was probably. I don't know. It was probably Ahsoka Tano or something.
Oh my!
I mean, I ran the Mace fleet in the very beginning, so I was getting all those ships up, and unfortunately, I don't use a lot of them anymore. So probably like Jedi Counselor or something.
All right. Next question from Brandon Ramos, who says, with Sith Assassin as our login character of the month, how likely of a possibility would it be that we get more Sith support? Maybe Darth Sion or Darth Treya from KOTOR 2?
God.
Or so we have all 3 Sith.
Yes, I have seen this rumor.
There's 2 different parts to it.
I know. There's the Sith rework, right? And then there's the Sith Triumphant and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would be ecstatic if they brought those characters into the game, right? Because if you brought in, Treyas and Scion, and then you had them forming the Triumvirate with Nihilus, then you just add Sith Assassin, Sith Trooper. I mean, there you go for what you would need for Revan, unless they put HK-47 into the mix, which would be dopest to the mostest. I don't know if they're going to bring those characters in the game. I mean, if I have to be honest, I think the rework of the Sith that are in game right now kind of makes it more viable. But at this point, I'm kind of like in the air. I have no idea what they're going to do because, you know, everything seemed to point in some direction when Cozy made a little nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more statement. And so we all kind of thought, oh, Nihilus was last February. Revan. And they said that's not happening, which makes sense. I mean, if you're going to do revenue, you want to do a legendary journey, you probably need characters to do it. And the characters in the game just doesn't make sense right now. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but at this point, the whole, you know, what's happening, I have no idea. I'm completely at a loss. I don't know, and I have no idea why Sith Assassin. I mean, I don't know what Poe and Finn were for this last month. Can anyone explain that to me? Why we needed Poe and Finn?
It was just a hint towards Holdo and Rose coming. I think it was just a hint towards more resist. I mean, that's a lot of times it's just designed as a hint, not necessarily that they're going to be used for anything.
That's true.
So I think it was just a hint that they're bringing in more resistance characters. So they're making it kind of like a resistance month. So you get those characters. It's not a single character. I think it's the first time that two different characters. I know one time they did, I think it was First Order TIE Pilot and then his ship. They split those two, but I think it's the first time two kind of completely unrelated character shards were given, right? Character and ship are related. Finn and Poe, while ability-wise they're related, they're not related in any other way. So I think it was just a hint for resistance coming down the line. But there is something else that was brought up. Maybe you guys can verify, because I wasn't there last Jedi Academy because I was working on the new player guide. But what I heard was that Warrior had mentioned that in addition to the fact that the Game Changers were going to go to EACG headquarters towards,
right? Yeah.
He had also mentioned that they're bringing like media and other things for that because it's supposed to be some kind of big event. So if that's the case, what potentially could they be doing, not necessarily just in the game, but in the Star Wars universe next month that would cause this kind of fanfare? Because we know that the Star Wars brand, Lucas, Disney, they have a say in the releases that are coming out content-wise. So if there's something big going on, chances are whatever we're going to be getting next month will be related to that. So assuming that it's going to be like Dark Side, which everything seems to be leaning towards something Sith related, something Dark Side related, something big coming. What can there be potentially going on in the Star Wars universe next month that we can see as being related to one of the new releases and potentially new content altogether?
Right.
Yeah, I've been trying to follow it. I haven't. Maybe some of the people that are watching have a better idea, but I haven't seen anything terribly huge that's coming down the line, like any kind of major event or anything like that. Following the Star Wars Twitter account, they post a lot of random pictures and that kind of stuff, nothing of which is really hinting at anything. So I'm not entirely sure. I think if there's any way to figure out some of the big stuff that may be coming out, we'll have a better hint. We know that Star Wars Rebels, right, is coming back. So I don't know if that's going to be related to anything. I can't see them adding like a new version of the Phoenix characters. That would be kind of silly. So I don't know if anybody watching has an idea of new stuff that's potentially coming up, but
we're not privy to such information.
Mm-mm.
I blame Finn.
I would say it's the Rebels, and then I'd say it's the Han Solo movie.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next big
coming out May 25th, right? So that's like right around the corner, man. I don't think people have recovered from Last Jedi yet.
Well, there's still going to be characters still introduced from that for the next month or two as well. I mean, let's be real. I mean, Rebels might introduce some, because Rebels starts next week, right?
19th, I think.
The
So
19th.
Yeah, Rebels is a big deal though, man. I mean, that
Yeah.
trailer is very
Mhm.
it looks very good. I mean, could they pull another Legends character out of their ass during that premiere, along with that Palpatine whatever introduction to Ezra? I mean, dude, that's like, I mean, look what they did with Bane, right? They just magically threw him in there for 30 seconds talking to Yoda, right? So they could do the same thing. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities, man. And then Han Solo. I mean, I don't think any of us they haven't released trailers yet, right? And the movie's coming out in May. So
every time I hear about it, there's some kind of delay with the movie.
Right.
Something with the producer, something with the actor. Like, I find it hard that they're still even aiming for that deadline, to be honest.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, it's weird.
But we can expect a 5th Han Solo.
Right. We'll have the
Probably.
pentagonal Han Solo team. That should be great.
Then you get the brand new Millennium Falcon, I guess, because it's not beat up yet.
That's only going to be Chewie and no Han Solo.
All right, game. What are you doing?
And then whoever the girl from Game of Thrones is going to do, we don't know yet. So.
Yeah, we don't know really. I mean, we know who's playing the main roles. They've been announced.
Sarah Connor, whatever.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Let's see. 10 Bears.
Maybe it was being stupid. Okay, I have to read
So
it.
RSG 10 Bears asks, question, Zeta prioritization for pilots. Maul, Boba, First Order TIE Pilot, any of the Phoenix, Thrawn, and Death Trooper.
Oh.
In my opinion, anybody you put in your starting lineup needs the Zeta priority. That's my opinion. Because you want them to go fast off the bat.
I mean,
right?
Thrawn's capital ship kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this is my anti-ship bias a little bit here. I would hate to use a Zeta specifically just for the pilot.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, I always look at a Zeta not so much for the pilot, but for like what they do in arena and other areas. I mean, ships is one part of the whole. I mean, it can't be a priority. I mean, it's not going to make that huge of a difference. It helps, but it's. I mean, if you put a Zeta on a character that has a ship, but you really don't use it anywhere else, it's kind of a waste of a Zeta.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I wouldn't touch Boba with the Zeta. I wouldn't touch First Order TIE Pilot. I wouldn't touch any of the Phoenix. And so that leaves you with Maul, Thrawn, and Death Trooper. In the order right now, I would probably say Thrawn, then Death Trooper, then Maul. But I think Maul is going to be super useful once the Sith rework is done.
Yeah.
My own prediction is that Maul and Sith Assassin are going to end up being meta with the new Emperor Palpatine and Vader, and then some 5th character, maybe Sith Trooper, with whatever the reworks are going to be, because Maul and Sith Assassin just get so much turn meter to Sith off the bat. So, I mean, I would probably say just hold it for now. If you want to spend it right now, I think Thrawn is probably the best with his ebb and flow. Otherwise, I would say just hold it and just wait, because I think Maul is about to have a comeback, if I was to predict anything.
Word.
That dude needs to be fast, man. Maul's so damn slow.
But he gets like the extra turn meter from his leader ability, just like straight percentage, not even speed. It's just 20% turn meter, and then you get Sith Assassin boosting him. He can. I mean, he only gets kind of that initial turn, then he's slow. But I mean, it's kind of nasty if you can get days on everyone, and then just keep on stealthing over and over again.
Word.
So, Dash Rendar, question for Ranger.
Yes.
In all seriousness, what is your number one dream ship from lore?
Oh, boy.
And we got a $10 donation from MJ.
Hey!
Have a good weekend, homies.
Have a good weekend to you,
Thank
homie.
you, MJ.
He's up there in Minnesota. It's frozen, eh?
Getting ready for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's up there in the below weather channel. Yeah. Land of a cajillion lakes. God, the ideal ship that I would want. Boy, that's tempting. You know, I would pick a Jedi Starfighter. I always thought that ship was really cool. I remember playing it in the old Galaxies game. I had one of the Jedi Starfighters and always had a blast with it and stuff. You know, just tearing people up because it was so fast and maneuverable. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Jedi Starfighter. My own Ranger J 1999 Jedi Starfighter. And then Finn will get one, and then I'll have to save his ass because he'll be like, I hate flying.
That's actually one of the things on my bucket list, actually.
Jedi Starfighter?
No. To learn to pilot a plane.
But not a Jedi Starfighter.
If I could, I would.
I mean, there's
Maybe
virtual
Elon Musk can
reality.
work
Game,
on that
you know,
next.
eventually Finn will come out with some virtual reality flying game. We'll have to get it, and then we'll just fly around. I'll be like, all right, Finn, you go forward and get shot, and then we'll take up the rear.
I was mentioning this the other day. So just in general, like my habits aren't necessarily to be like a super master of any one particular thing necessarily. Like I have my profession. I'll focus on that. Everything else I like to learn a little bit about just to do like basic stuff. And then obviously if there needs to be something professionally done, I'll get somebody who knows their crap for that. But I like learning about all little kinds of things. So I would love to learn how to pilot a plane, and if it does come to the point where there's a Jedi Starfighter, I would like to do that too. But just being able to fly a plane, I think just the basics would be kind of cool.
Yeah, use the basic.
Learn the basics. Let's see, King Castern. So, question: with the game changers going to CG or EA or whatever, and a potential new game mode coming out, could it be a new version of Lightside TB that's on Geonosis or Kashyyyk, something like that?
Could be.
No.
I mean, I couldn't even speculate what it could be.
No.
Oh, really, Finn?
They've already slowed down your progression of getting shards for Rebel Officer Leia and the shards for Imperial Probe Droid, that you can only get it every 4 weeks because you alternate between light side, then you do a week of territory wars, then you do the other territory battle, then you do territory wars again. The progression of those shards is way too slow. Introducing a third territory battle would mean that you would have another territory war in between. You would only do like one light side battle of that particular type. So let's say Hoth, you would do it every 6 weeks. You wouldn't get the characters anywhere near a reasonable time. That would be almost as bad as the way they had the Mother Talzin event set up with getting only 10 shards every month. This really wouldn't be too much better. So I don't think they, at least with the current schedule of territory battles and territory wars, I don't think they can. I don't
think it's going to be a territory battle. I'm sorry, I just don't.
I don't think it is either.
Maybe a raid. I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be something as profound as either a territory war, or territory battle. But who knows? I mean, it's CG's game. We just playing it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with a new type of version, but I don't want another type of light side territory battle.
No,
right? There needs to be something completely different on its own schedule that doesn't delay the TB and territory wars. And the territory wars is already kind of screwing up the rewards because territory wars, the week of it, doesn't compensate for the loss of a territory battle to that extent. So they need to up the rewards in territory wars to begin with. But they've already slowed down progression of shards for Imperial Probe Droid and Rebel Officer Leia Organa. So I think they can't add another territory battle using that same schedule. It needs to be a completely different type of game mode, which may be what's coming out, but it can't be just a new skin of the territory battles.
Yeah, I mean, another character. Oh, Lord.
What do you think, Loki?
So they mentioned it was going to be like quality of life, right? Or did they say it was going to be a new game mode?
They don't think they mentioned anything, did they?
No,
they just said something new.
Yeah, so a few updates ago, they mentioned that a quality of life update was coming, but they didn't say that what's coming in the game update is necessarily the quality of life update. So it's just kind of two separate things that people are connecting at this point.
Right. I think it's going to be big. I mean, why fly them all out just to announce quality of life? Or, you know, it has to be big. I mean, they're forking over a lot of money to fly these people out. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, it could be.
Don't worry.
I guess it could be.
Don't worry, Loki. You get your crystals.
Raid. I mean, Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be a new raid. It could be. I was speculating earlier. I think with the way they're going, they get rid of the daily booster pack, and they take out some of the rewards that we were used to getting, I guess, and replacing them with something else. I mean, they might be revamping Arena. They might be revamping existing game modes. And the reason I say that is because the whole matchmaking thing that they introduced in Territory Wars is just I think it's like a stepping stone to something bigger. So I'm not saying it's live PvP, but what if they did like random matchmaking Arena, or some kind of a mode like that, where we can earn extra crystals or rewards and climb a bracket, and then a couple days later get something, right? I don't know. That it just sounds like they have this whole territory war mechanic with the random matchmaking and all that stuff, and it's hard for me to believe that they're not going to utilize that somewhere in the game moving forward, because I think Galaxy Heroes is probably the only game that doesn't have random matchmaking arena type battles of some sort. So,
I know. I mean, it'd be nice to log in, say, "Hey Finn, come join me in a battle," and then crush your skull.
The problem, though, is that there's such a discrepancy between the arena shards. Like, if you compare like a November 2016 to, let's just even go back to November 2017. Like, there's just such a huge discrepancy between some of the characters. I think you would have to create some conditions, even with the random matchmaking, to some restriction of servers, so you're not facing somebody that's completely ridiculously ahead of you in the point of the game, right? Otherwise, you're going to just be behind. Like, you can't. I would not expect, even me, right? I would probably have a hard time against anything Loki puts up, but that's because he spent money. I haven't spent money, but my roster looks like it spent money compared to somebody that started in November of last year. But somebody in November of 2017 would have a hard time doing anything against my roster, just because it's been around for longer. I've had more chance to get mods and stuff. So it would, after Territory Wars so far, and some of the conditions, and I know they're probably troubleshooting it and trying to figure out how it works. I think it would be, they have to fix the matchmaking on Territory War first before they do something like arena battles with random people. I wouldn't trust that at all.
Yeah, it's hard to say, though. I mean, if you're a new player and then you get dumped on an existing shard, right, an arena, then it's going to be harder for you to climb. But if they do something like this, then it's kind of opened up to everybody in that bracket, right, of GP, or, I mean, who knows how they're going to do it. And then, and then it's that whole, well, you can't rematch anybody, right? So everybody's going to fight everybody once. I kind of like that idea right there alone. I mean, who knows? I mean, nobody knows the algorithm, and nobody knows what the matchmaking is basing anything off of. But it would eliminate the whole sniping thing. It would eliminate if let's say your top 20 is all the same guild in arena, which kind of sucks, right? And I know there's people in shards like that.
Yeah, it's me and Dark Lords.
It would eliminate all
Dark
that.
Lords.
I mean, this is just purely speculation on my part, but they invested a lot of coding into this algorithm where I just think they're going to use it somewhere else.
I think they will too, but I think it just needs its own schedule. I don't want to delay the rewards and stuff if they're creating a new skin and adding new shards and stuff. Unless they do, for example, move Rebel Officer Leia Organa into the guild event store, so now you can buy her shards from there too. And now you just supplement it, right? They would have to add another source for the TB specific shards somewhere else in order to obtain, so it's not just stuck there. Right, we were kind of saying the same thing at the beginning, if you remember, when they were adding heroic AAT, and if it used the same tickets as the Rancor, then the problem would be that you would have to put Han Solo into the guild store in order to get him. Otherwise, you would have to be deciding, do you want Kenobi or do you want Han Solo? And they never implemented that in the game. I don't know if there ever was a thought of doing that or not, but I know we voiced our opinions on that at that time. And they created the separate tickets that you get using the same energy for heroic AAT. So they would have to do something similar to that, either kind of a whole new setup where you would be running things in parallel with this new skinned version of the existing game modes, or you would have to move the shards and stuff someplace else so you're not losing out on something. Let's see. Next question. Luke Thyrocker. Question. I have the gear to gear 10, either Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum or Old Ben. Need both for territory war defense. Who gets it first?
Okay, say that one more time.
So I have the gear to get either Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum or Old Ben to gear 10. I need both for territory war defense. Who gets it first?
Old Ben. That's what I would say, Old Ben.
He's in my guild, so my answer would be different.
Oh, well, then why'd you even ask me then, Finn?
Well, there's a reason why.
Why have us on the show, Finn? I mean...
Tell your underling what to farm then.
Yes, Finn. Help your younger one.
So none of this is... I think a lot of guilds are doing this, so it's not terribly a secret. CLS teams are often with either Chase or they're using Old Ben. We're trying to move away from Chase in order to put them on the Rogue One squad. But until then, because we don't have all the characters, so obviously we have to be selective on what we have, and more people have Chase than they have Old Ben. So we're all working on getting Old Ben and that team up. The other characters on that team are CLS, R2, and Han Solo. Kind of a standard defense team that you'll see. But if you work on Old Ben, you have to somehow replace both Chase. So you would need some of the other characters in order to replace it. Versus if you have Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum done, you can just replace R2. You can create CLS, Han Solo, Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, and then Chase. That becomes a really solid team because Fulcrum actually works really well with Commander Luke by itself. You can save R2 for another team because it works well in Resistance. It works well with Jedi Ray if you have it, and it can work well in any team basically where you can stealth everything but a tank. So R2 is really valuable on offense. So I personally would say go with the Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum because Old Ben at gear 10 is still going to be lacking a little bit, and you can use Chase instead.
And I disagree.
Okay.
No, I just like to disagree with you, Finn. Well, I mean, okay, so Ahsoka only has really, if you're taking territory wars, right? Ahsoka really in the CLS lineup that you want to use with the Chase with Ahsoka Tano, or if you're going Old Ben, Captain Solo with OG Han, Luke, and then ATF, right? Old Ben can also fit in other places that Ahsoka cannot. I just think gearing Old Ben first up to, at least gear 11, will get you more bang for your buck than doing Ahsoka. I mean, she's very limited on where you can put her. I mean, she's a good tune, but I think Old Ben gives some more versatility in more places that you can kind of free up some other things to use elsewhere, so.
I do agree with you there. Old Ben is more versatile in the game. If you're just focusing on territory war defense, I like Fulcrum, but if you're looking at everything in the game, Old Ben is definitely better.
There you have it. But Finn's your boss, so therefore thou must listen to him.
I am not the boss of anybody.
You are the boss, Finn.
Let's see. We'll start running through some questions here quickly. So 10 Bears, does anyone think the TIE Defender from Rebels should be brought in?
It's a possibility, but then again, you have to bring in the TIE Defender pilot. So, I mean, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I was working on Captain Solo. I wanted to gear him. Do it. I'm doing my Captain Solo.
I think this is a question directly for Ranger. So I think he the response.
Oh.
So the question is, what if they bring in a special character like Mickey Mouse to the game?
Oh boy. What's this about not wanting to use the dark side?
Let's see. Going down. Okay. Let's see. So Thane Kyrell asks, after the Han Solo movie, we will have about 1.5 years without any movie, TV show, or games.
Oh my God.
So do you think CG will give us... What do you think they will give us during the dark time?
Portions for Loki. Loki, no more crystals. You get 400 portions. I think that would make Loki's day. Instead of crystals, he just got portions.
I want to
use
see
in
that
game.
day. He gets an in-game mail, 40 portions. Like, what the hell?
I know. He's like, oh, Finn, I got 1 1/4 portion.
I would hate him so much. CG gave me portions.
What are those things anyway, man? They look like rock candy or
It's
something.
just food,
Like,
food. Hydration, a little water. And
didn't
then
she
you're
like
good to go.
throw some like? Didn't she like throw some rock candy in an iron skillet? It turned into bread or something.
Yeah, yeah. It's just instant food. It's a portion.
Damn. I think during that dead time, that's when Revan's coming.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They got it all
We'll
planned
see.
out.
That
They
would
got
be
it
the
all
time to
planned
do
out.
it.
Yeah, they got it all planned out. Jedi Luke can still come. Yeah, they got a lot they can bring in.
So, question from Brandon Ramos. With crew now in Cantina, how likely will it be that Snoke, Hux, and the Samurai Guards will be coming to the game maybe this month or next month?
Ooh. Me. I think the guards are coming soon. I don't think they're bringing Snoke into the game. I don't know how you guys feel, but I don't think he's coming. Hux is a possibility. I think Hux and the Praetorian Guards are a possibility. I don't think Snoke's coming. I'd be shocked if they brought him in.
I think Snoke is next movie, not this movie.
Yeah, I mean, they did hint that he'll still have some role in the next movie and stuff. So, but other than that, it's like, I mean, but I would definitely make sense that the Praetorian Guard, maybe 1 or 2 of them, are brought into the game. One is an attack, one is a defender. Maybe BB9 they bring in. What do you think about that, Finn? Having your own little evil version of BB-8.
I think he will also be next. They didn't really do much. I mean, pretty much the entire movie was BB-9E staring at BB-8 dressed up as a trash can.
In the game. Cup didn't do much. He's a character in the game, so.
Yeah, I know, but there was no build-up coming for them, right? I think we all expect that BB-9 is going to have some impact in the next game. Maybe even a final showdown between BB-9E and BB-8, and somehow, and I'll throw this out there, BB-9 somehow manages to kill BB-8 and creates one of the most sad moments in Star Wars history. So I think you can see something like that potentially happening. But in the last movie, in episode 8, BB-9E was basically just staring at BB-8 dressed up as a trash can for the entire time. So I don't think this is the proper time. And BB-9 is a character that you can hype up a lot. So I would say wait on BB-9. I can see Hux. I can see the Praetorian Guards. I think Snoke and BB-9 are going to be the major events, along with maybe even an old man Luke for the next movie.
One of his abilities will be green milk.
It's so bad.
You loved it, Finn. Don't lie.
The way he just wipes his mouth was just the best part.
I know.
It's let's see. I'll ask this question while I'm finding the other questions. Who do you guys think is going to win the Super Bowl?
Don't care. I think New England will win it. Again.
Loki.
Same.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I mean, I'll watch it, but it's
I think it's going to be close, but I think New England's going to end up winning it too.
Yeah. What New England does. I mean, you cannot argue. You can hate New England all you want, but you can't argue with the results. I mean, good Lord.
I 100% admit I hate Tom Brady because of pure jealousy.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to it. Record for most number of Super Bowls by a quarterback, and then Gisele Bundchen. That's done.
I mean, it's just a slap in the face, Finn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just... All right. Let's see. Going through the questions. Dark Hideous asks, how about now?
How about now?
By the way, Grande did find his keys.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, good.
Grande found his keys. I think that's an important update. Ewokin, do you know what Ewokin's question is?
No, I don't know what Ewalkin's question is.
He wants to know if you'll buy a pack.
No, I'm not going to buy a pack.
How do you not know what Ewokin's question is?
No, I was being facetious. I was being ironical.
Let's see. Teal also mentioned the potential of First Order Flame Trooper. I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I would like a First Order Flame Trooper. That would be cool.
Nathaniel Miller.
Fire. Excellent.
What's the difference between a Magma Trooper and a Flame Trooper?
Well,
One
Magma
is First
Trooper
Order.
is
First Order versus Empire.
Yeah, and then one shoots magma, and the other one shoots lava.
Magma.
Magma, liquidat magma, Loki. Get with the times, man. One's
Nathaniel
more
Miller.
evil than the other, and one doesn't miss. The Flame Trooper doesn't miss. Magma just misses all over. Quite inconsequential, Loki.
I think we know the answer from Ranger, but we'll ask everyone.
Sure.
So, what's the thing you want most in the game, but
Revan.
expect the least? Yeah. figure it's gonna be Revan for
Our Lord and Savior. Oh. Oh.
I will
Great and powerful
go with
Revan.
Dr. Afra.
That's a cool character. I would not be upset if she came into the game with the two droids.
I don't.
God,
Yeah, I
that'd
just
be
don't
funny
see a
as
path
shit.
for her right now. There's no path to bring in Afra in any reasonable kind of way. Although, to be fair, they just threw in Nihilus. Nihilus came out of nowhere. So it's possible they just throw it in there. But I don't...
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to have a full story arc and everything with it. Just bring her in. I think everybody would be fine with it.
Yeah, but that's why I expect her the least. What about you, Loki?
Such a negative Nancy.
I'm open to anybody at this point. There's so many tunes in the game. I just want the kit to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, we got more useless tunes than useful tunes, which is sad.
What, Loki? How would you feel if they introduced a new store that required portions and they have Unkar Plut as the vendor?
How many
dude?
portions did you want today, Loki?
Every time you go to the store, it says something about portions.
Can we get Thunderbolt to draw that with Loki, just with the big old stupid grin on his face, like all of them, please? I have these casino tickets, but the Republic credits. We do not take Republic credits for portions.
I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would.
Let's see. What other questions do we have as we're wrapping up our lunch hour here?
Yep.
We are coming towards the end of the questions. So, Josu Garcia asks, should I be farming Jedi Knight Anakin? I don't even have him unlocked yet.
Yes. He's not.
That's hard advice to give.
It is.
Farm him because he's a good character. Don't farm him because you think there's a Vader legendary down
coming up.
thing.
But
Yeah,
then again, I don't want him to miss out on that. But I mean, you're gonna start him. He's a really good character to have. I mean, he had his uses back in the day. He's still pretty decent. He's not upper tier, but he makes a Jedi squad really good. Which is a shame to say. I mean, it's Anakin freaking Skywalker, for God's sake. I mean, they got this game ass backwards, man, I swear. The characters that are the most famous, that people love playing the most, are some of the most weakest ones. It's like, damn. When
At least for now, most of the good characters are named characters. It's not as bad as it used to be.
Yeah, it was pretty bad for a while, when it was... Everybody remember the droid meta or the old Ben Count Dooku meta was like, well, okay, they're known characters, but And
Poggle with Poe was somehow meta.
Jeez.
The bad days.
I blame the dark times.
And I think we'll end with this question. Is from Mr. Penny Pinch.
Yeah, my homie.
And he asks, if we get a ship raid, who do you think we will get for the raid character? Will we get hardware, and perhaps that's the reward instead of gear?
That's not a bad idea. I kind of like that. I mean, you can make it like the trench run, or I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do. Wow.
So if you look at so here's the only concern, right? They would have to really make sure they test the difficulty of it. For the other raids, like the normal ones, you get 5 attempts, right? And if you do heroic or the top version, like tier 7, you get unlimited events. Besides the fact that there are a limited number of ships, you also only have 4 capital ships. So you're automatically restricted to a maximum of 4 attempts. So you would really have to make sure that you test the difficulty. You would have to. My biggest worry is that there's still not enough ships or capital ships in the game to warrant any kind of ship raid. The rewards part, I agree with. I think that they might introduce hardware as part of a store that's linked to that particular raid. If you get like a different type of currency for it, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with introducing the hardware even now, because you can just add on to the ships. I just worry that the game isn't ready for a ship raid yet. Because if they do, it's going to be either way too easy or way too hard.
I agree. But it'd be cool.
Loki?
I think Loki's in these portions.
Yes. Uncle, what's his name? Uncle Plots? I don't know.
Unkar Plot.
Uncle Plots. Hey, Uncle Plots, how's you doing over there? Growing potions.
Uncle Plot.
I don't know, whatever. Sounds Austrian to me. So.
Yeah, Uncle Plots. What are you doing?
I was gonna say, is there gonna be like a ship raid? We would probably get the Millennium Falcon unlock, which is like the real Millennium Falcon.
That'd be cool. That's how you get the Chewie and Han OG Millennium Falcon.
I think so. Because then that's the freebie character they're going to give away, right? And it's got to be a good freebie, so.
That's everything on my thing.
All right, and last question to end it on here. How's everyone doing in territory battles right now?
We're 27.
I'm platooning right now.
We just switched phases, so that's kind of our signal to start wrapping up the stream.
27 out of 27, I mean.
26 out of 27 for us.
Oh, what happened, Finn?
No, we're not at the point yet. We don't have the GP in order to get the double 3-star yet. We're about 6 million GP off. So I think next territory battle, when Lightside comes back, I think we're going to be ready for it. But we're on pace for our maximum. We didn't lose any stars.
Okay.
And Loki, I assume you're 27 also?
Of course, he's in Dark Lords. They could just fart and it would be 27.
You guys are at 27 out of 27 stars so far?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're like 1.5 million off from doing the 45, so we're kind of like.
Well, somebody needs to buy more stuff, Loki.
You mean CG needs to give Loki more things?
I'm sorry. CG needs to give Loki some more stuff. This is a travesty to the game and to all the little children in the world.
All right,
dude. I'm fortunate to be in one of those guilds. You got to start platooning now, or it's gonna fill up in 10 minutes. So I had to get on right now.
Yeah, I saw Rose was part of the platoons. I was like, really?
I called it last week. They've made it so the platoons automatically update with the new characters because the First Order Executioner showed up on the
brain damage level. Like, let's just introduce a new character you'll need for 7-star. Like, what?
Well, it's going to be that way now moving forward, light side and dark side, because they had the Executioner in for dark side that same week.
Oh, I'm sure they can do whatever they like, but it doesn't mean that that's smart.
Now just expect it. You just expect that it's going to come.
Yeah, let's introduce a new character that most nobody has and make it a requirement to finish territory battles.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you're going to force people to want to spend money? It's not a good plan.
But it works.
It does work. Oh my god.
I hate it.
Someone
but it
spent
works.
$300 for Rose, or we can't finish Platoons.
All right.
But
I
I
think
don't
we're.
want Rose. Shut up. Just do it. Take one for the team. You don't need to eat this month. Food's overrated.
All right.
Buy some ramen. Be happy.
Harry Carey, you want to wrap up our stream here?
Oh, I would love to. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming to the stream. I'm joined by Fawn and Lackey, who were great guests today. The show is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beer. Beechwood aged. Comes in a little metal can that you can eat afterwards. I know, I eat them every time. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Ryan Sandberg. Oh, he got a piece of that. Long fly to deep center. Oh, he just missed one. Getting all the way out of the park. But no, thank you everybody for stopping by. Just a quick little stream. Of course, we've got a lot of stuff going on. Remember, check out the top 15 list with Cubs that we did. Check out the new, if you're a newer player, we got the beginner guide that Finn took these painstaking time to go through and update and put all the marks that you guys wanted and stuff. What else do we have out there? We are going to record the second part of Territory Wars. We're working on that. We are working on getting the Mystery Science Theater. We're testing out some things so we don't get sued or whatever. Yeah, so we're showing the movie or whatever we're watching to do it so we don't get into trouble. Remember, tomorrow's Jedi Academy, 10 a.m. We will be doing the Jedi Academy where we answer all your Q&A questions. We will have good old McMull on as one of the guests is along with everybody else, so that'll be really cool. And then of course Saturday night stream will be 10 p.m. in Eastern time, where we just sit back and have fun. And then of course next Wednesday is the regular stream. But like and subscribe, spread the word, guys. Everything's all your support's appreciated. Helps the channel grow, helps us grow, get better stuff and everything. So all your support matters. So we really appreciate you guys being here. Hope you had a nice little lunch break. We're going to try to do more of these things, I think, right, Finn? We haven't set for a schedule, but we're going to try to do more of these little quick 1 hour lunch things, right?
And leave us a comment if you like this, because
we need some feedback on this.
Once we know you guys like it, we'll definitely try to do more of things. So let us know what you guys think.
Remember, we got the iTunes, we've got the podcast store and stuff open now, so you can go download and listen to this on your own convenience. We also got the store. I think we need to get the photos together, but we'll be pimping off some of the photos and stuff for next week. You guys can see the hoodies and everything that we've got out there. But yeah, check that out too. So got all kinds of great stuff happening. Got some more stuff in the works that we're just trying to get the lowdown on, and we will be pimping that stuff soon. So a lot of good stuff in for the channel. So that's all due to you guys. So you guys be cool. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow, Jedi Academy, 10 a.m. Peace.